Alright guys, check it out. Got some parts in. Pretty excited. But gotta get the shop cleaned up best I can, and then I gotta get a storage shed, a proper storage shed built to get a bunch of my stuff out there so I can get that truck frame in here. Um, let's start with these lower control arms. Now I picked these up off Rock Auto. Yeah, I know Rock Auto's Rock Auto, but you can find some good parts on there. Now these are not um, the bottom shelf ones. These are the high-end ones that they offer. Um, they are pretty nice. This one over here has a little weld splatter and stuff on it, which I should have ground off before I even did anything to them, but whatever. They're going to get beat on anyways. So, they come in that black, I don't know, it's like a black primer or sealer coating on them. Not very good. It doesn't last very long. So what I did was I scuffed them up, and then I used acid etch primer on them. The reason I like that, it's self-etching primer. It has an acid to it, and it literally burns into the substrate material below it. You can even use it on vinyl windows. So if you've got white windows and you want to paint them black or something, scuff them, use that, etc. So then I shot them with some Seymour Original Cast iron gray finish paint. I really like that color a lot. And then I did the sway bar too. This thing was pretty nasty. It come out much better. It's not perfect, but then again, it's going to get beat on. So everybody recommends the factory Toyota ball joints. These things are not cheap. But then again, too, I've had a ball joint failure, and it's not fun. So, with all the R&D that they put into those things, and especially with the Tacomas, because all the pressure is on that ball joint. So I'll spend the money on it. People are, switching them out every 50, 60,000 miles. So I don't think that's too bad. And then picked up some factory style bump stops. Now I'm not sure if I'm going to run these or not, because again, I'm gonna be playing in this truck. Hopefully get a little air once in a while, because that'll be a good time. I really wanted to go long travel, but what's out there and what's available, just the front end would cost me like $5-6 to do correctly, and then you got the rear end as well, so that's another, I don't know, $2 to $3 on top of that. And so maybe at some time in the future I'll end up doing that. But then again, too, if I'm at that point, I might as well just do a solid axle swap and throw an LS on the sucker. So anyway, picked up my Bilsteins. Now these are set up for a 2.5 to 3 inch lift. Picked these up through SRQ Fabrications. Now I've been through a lot of websites checking pricing and this and that, kits, and over the last, I don't know, 6 months, whatever it's been. Decided on SRQ simply because, pricing's competitive. I like everything that he offers. He responded within, I want to say, 30 minutes of me sending an email. To me, that's really good customer service. So when I got the box, it was a large box and a heavy box. And it was kind of crushed up, through shipping and this and that. But I was kind of concerned. Is my stuff going to be all beat up? Well, when I opened it, let me tell you, everything was wrapped in foam, taped, had an ungodly amount of craft paper in there as well. Not a scratch or a ding in them. So the guy obviously cares. And I'm going to recommend him because he's going to become my one-stop shop. So again, SRQ Fabrications right there. Then I also picked up some Total Chaos spindle supports. I'm going to need those. Now I'm still looking for a double shear kit and the strut tower reinforcement plate that goes on the top up here. So I emailed SRQ and we'll find out by tomorrow if he's got them in. I did not see him on his website, so... and then I picked up these wheel spacers. Now, I'm never going to use wheel spacers. These are primarily for mock-up to figure out the proper offset that I need. I will be running fiberglass Baja fenders on them. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy them or build them, actually. It'd be a fun project to build them because then I could just make them my own. And I've got many, many years of fiberglass experience. I was probably, well, I was the first guy in the area to do like fiberglass speaker pods back in the late 80s, early 90s. And then the subwoofer boxes and things like that. I've built full interiors for cars. Got to help build a Batmobile, the original Batmobile. This guy was building a replica of it. That was pretty cool. So yeah, maybe I'll make my own. We'll see. I got a whole roll of fiberglass out in the shed, so maybe. Then I picked up these JBA off-road upper control arms. Pretty darn nice. They got grease zerks everywhere they need to be. Comes with all the different size washers I need. So yeah, and they send cool stickers. You know, if you're a company selling stuff, send some stickers. Everybody loves stickers. That's like the icing on that cake right there. So, but check out the angle of these ball joints on here. So, a lot of guys are switching to these because they hold up, they last. Not many failures on them at all. So, I'm pretty excited about that. Now, when we moved, I ended up giving my son, man, like 3 truckloads of shop stuff. You know, I wasn't really doing automotive work and stuff anymore, so I gave him jack stands, jacks, you know, all kinds of stuff, grease gun. So I had to pick up a new one. This is the grease they recommend for the ball joints on them, so that's what we're going to be running. I use that stuff at work quite a bit. It's really a pretty nice grease. But I ended up picking up some jack stands, Harbor Freight. Not a huge fan of a lot of their stuff, but you know, for what I'm doing, these 6-ton jack stands will be more than enough. And I picked up a new 3-ton jack, and you know, the pricing is right on that stuff, so I don't know, I'm going to use it, I'm going to run it. But yeah, getting excited. Got to get a storage shed built. I was going to buy one, but man, that's ridiculous. They want so much money for them. So I'm going to have to put the truck on hold and get a storage shed built sometime here within the next month or so. And get all my stuff in here that doesn't need to be in here and get it out there. So like I've got cabinets, I got fireworks, I got this box fan, pressure washer, bunch of pyrotechnic stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to put my bandsaw out there temporarily, as well as the drum sander, planer, that'll all go out there temporarily. So I got to get that truck frame in here. And yeah, here's the speakers that I took out of it. These are Memphis. These were just in the front doors. They had factory ones in the rear. So I upgraded all that with some kickers. Check that out at a later date. Picked up the steel. This is for my frame. In fact, we'll go outside so I can show you the frame here. I pressure washed it to get all the goop and grime and nasty off of it. Up here on the front diff, this was just caked in grease. I mean, it was nasty. So as you can tell, it's much cleaner. I did find a couple soft spots in this frame, like right down there, and another one right down in there. So what I'm going to do is box all this in. We're going to pull these cross members out. That one is going to be a solid tube. In fact, there's going to be 2 of them back there. I would like to relocate the gas tank back in this area somewhere. And then hopefully I would still be able to use the original filler deck location. Let's see. So, you know, man, I've been online pretty much non-stop on how to properly preserve this frame. And, you know, there's a lot of products out there. And I think what I settled on is Eastwood's internal frame coating. Because, again, you know, I'll be cutting all into this. This whole inside is going to be solid, no holes. And I'll be able to clean all that up in there. I'm going to keep this original member here. I'm going to cut the carrier bearing mounts off because I'm going with a solid drive shaft. But again, you know, the original gas tank bolts here, and then the hangers are back in here. Anyway, yeah. So, the Eastwood internal frame coating. Then I found another company called Master Coat. They design bridge coatings that last for 20 years. And they undergo, at minimum, 15,000 hours of salt spray, continuous. So if it's good enough for bridges, it's definitely good enough for this. As we're like, Eastwood is good for like 1,500 hours or something like that. But if I'm spending the time on doing it, I'm going to do it correctly. There's some welds in here that need to be addressed. So yeah, I'm excited. Still got to figure out my rear leaf springs. A lot of guys are on the JP59s. I might run Atlas. I'm not sure yet. But ideally, what I want is I want the truck sitting level, about 2.5 to 3 inches taller, and a little bit wider. So overall, this frame is in really good shape. I do have to straighten out this front horn here, so it's going to get cut. I'm going to take it down to my ex-brother-in-law's shop. Excuse me. Use this big old press. Get it as straight as I possibly can. And then use this side to get my measurements from over here so everything lines up. So, yep. Still got to pull these spindles off here, get them all cleaned up. Gonna get some new bearings. Now I'm not sure about the difference in gearing. So this was a V6 model. Mine's a 2.7 4-banger. I found a difference in the motor mounts too. So these are going to have to be cut and then relocated. But then again too, I might be putting a 4.3 V6 in here out of a 2014, 2015. If you know, you know. Stock, they're like 340 horsepower. So, you know, with the taller gearing in the V6, I'm assuming it's a taller gearing, I should be fine. But yeah, anyway, so if you guys can help me out on the gearing differences between the 6-cylinder models and the 4-banger models, well, mine's an automatic. This was a manual, so if that helps, that'd be great. But anyway, I'm going to cut this video short. Actually, I never do videos this long anymore. So anyway, take care, guys. And I would love to hear your input. That would be great. Any pictures of your Tacoma builds? Any advice? Again, this is the first time I've done this. I have a pretty strong mechanical background, so I'm just kind of lazy at times. So anyway, you guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.